tired. Kind of been a long day, but Christmas is coming, and I just wanted to give you an update on the Exodus knife and tool Workhorse. This is the Workhorse. This is one of the production workhorses, and I have not talked to you guys about nor shown off these workhorses nearly enough. But they've been up for pre-order for a long time, and what we are waiting for right now is Black Bear Custom Kydex is working on the Kydex ones. So I have two pre-orders still waiting for Kydex sheaths, no, three. And as soon as three of those get done, those are going to go out. I do expect that will be after Christmas, but they are coming. They are in hand. They are being worked on. The ones that I have in stock ready to go come with a custom sheath made by Michael Spaniers at Spirit of the Bear Designs. This is a legend of a sheath set up to be worn on the belt or on a baldric sling. So these have an eyelet here and an eyelet here, so you can throw this big old beast on a sling. So what is it? It is a irritation at the moment. Come on, there we go. All right. This knife is 0.391 of an inch thick. 1084. Got the 1084 from New Jersey Steel Baron. This edge is way thinner than most people can think. Off the top of my head right now, I believe it was 36 thou, which for a knife of this thickness is quite slicey. I believe, don't quote me out, but I believe your Essie Hunglis is about 40 thou. So your edge thickness on this is going to be similar to an Essie Hunglis. I would say your edge geometry is going to be fairly similar to an Essie Hunglis. No, it's not, because it's so much thicker in the grind height. She's a thick girl, but it's going to slice a lot better than people think, even better than mine. My pre-production version, which you've seen a lot more, has a thicker edge. I believe that one's up closer to 50 thou, and which is thicker than I want, but actually, due to the handle and the handle shape and size, I get along with that knife really, really well. These have vintage micarta from Pop's Knife Supply. So it is layered brown and black vintage micarta. These were manufactured by Bear Force Knives. The finish that you see on them is forged scale that I requested to keep on the knife. So that is a natural occurring process from the heat treat process. That isn't something that we did up. When he asked me if I wanted it removed and cleaned up, I said, absolutely not. Please do not do that. So we've got probably about 7 of these, 6 of these left with custom Kydex sheaths, or they will be available with custom Kydex sheaths. We have significantly less of them available that will be available with leather, but that's fine. I really just wanted to get on here. I was tired and I started thinking about the work tough, and I thought, man, I haven't done an update on this knife in quite some time. So I figured I would just go live really quick, tell you guys about it, get it uploaded. Honestly, I filmed a few videos today, did a good bit of editing today, did quite a bit of shipping today. Knives just going out the door, guys. For you guys whose knives I'm shipping out today, you probably won't get them in time for Christmas. Like, I just got an order an hour ago, Friday night. There's no way you're getting them before Christmas, but I'm still shipping them out ASAP. So, if you want to see what I have left on in stock, they're available at exodusknifeandtool.com. I have Adventure Crafts, I have Jackalopes, quite a bit of high vis, so that's not going to be going anywhere for a while. Very few no vis, low vis, and customs left. So the Stonewash in blue micarta handle Adventure Crafts. All of the Jackalope sold. The Adventure Crafts, I think there are 2 or 3 left. So those likely won't last very long. I don't intend to purchase blue micarta again. It just usually is a little bit slow and it's not usually exactly my taste. That micarta was ordered from Email Epoxy Lab. I had that made in Poland. What's up, Mitchell? Had that made in Poland. I will continue to have Polish handle materials available. I've got some custom stuff right now that you can see on Instagram with bolsters and everything that's just really fancy. So, and of course I've got Workhorses. I'll have more leather on the way. I have one more Workhorse right now. I have one leather sheath for it. So the next person who orders a Workhorse with a leather sheath will have that ship out very quickly. And you're not going to find much on the market like this. Bangladesh, glad to have you, Ronnie. Glad to have you. With that being said, this is the Workhorse is a collaboration. I will have some stuff coming up from Exodus Knife and Tool soon. 2024 will be the year of the Mutant and, Lord willing, the Legionnaire as well, but the Mutant for sure. I'm talking about what colors I'm going to do for the first 50 knives. It might be a surprise. I might even open up a pre-order without telling people what the colors are going to be and really surprise some people and really do something fancy. I might not. I don't know. I don't know how wild I want to get with that, but the first 50 mutants I imagine are going to move quite quickly because I get asked about the mutant constantly. Crazy popular knife, very different from anything else available on the market, like all of my designs so far. But I have the urge to have a big survival bushcraft thick boy in my product line as a full production knife as opposed to a collaboration run knife. And so I don't know when that will happen. I don't know how that will happen. All that I know is that it will happen. And will it be the Workhorse? Maybe. The problem with the Workhorse, it will always be expensive because it's so doggone big, and it's not for a lot of people. Not a lot of people are going to want a knife of this absolute girth. So, so it probably, for the people who want something like this, for the people who play with it, it's gonna make their day. It's gonna be the coolest thing they ever get. If I could find the right customer for this knife and sell them all day, every day, if I could afford the marketing to do it. But for a lot of people, it's just going to be too much. But they're more practical than you would think. They're fun. But anyways, but I do want the problem is to get it fully produced. It would be very, very, very expensive. And then if the knives don't move, I'm in a hole. I'm in a hard spot. That's kind of how production works as a whole. You have to kind of judge and balance every little decision. What's up, Cyber? It is going well, bud. Just whew, getting ready to go to bed. I feel like it's like midnight right now. I'm ready and hoping to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. But hey, let me know what knives are on your Christmas list, if any. Let me know what you get after Christmas. Um, and I believe I am planning to go live for an epic auction on the 26th. I will have some pretty crazy Exodus knife and tool stuff. I will have some very limited edition adventure crafts and stuff like that. So be there or be square and stuff like that. I think that's it. In ending here, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Phil up in Canada. This jimping here, getting closer to the tip, that is to grab your baton when you're batoning. You see this knife, it is intended to split woods into baton. Um, will I be bringing the workhorses to Blade Show in February? I hope to not have any left by that point, so it's very unlikely that we will have a workhorse for sale at Blade Show. However, I will certainly bring my personal one to Blade Show. What's up, Hugo? So this is meant to split wood. With that being said, so when am I going to release handle scales for the adventure crafts, such as the Lego one? So that is coming. That is paid for. That is in production. We're looking at about 4 weeks, along with a custom unique to my brand paracord lanyard bead, Mammoth Cave National Park scales, and trout scales. So that is in progress. Oh, anyways, Joey Biden asks, what am I prepping for in 2024? Same thing I prepped for in 23, 22, 21, 20, etc. What we're prepping for is more or less irrelevant. So the other scales that we'll be releasing at that time will be, and I won't be able to call them Lego, they will be brick edition. Mammoth Cave National Park, a map of Mammoth Cave National Park, and a cutthroat trout. This jimping here, you guys would be blown away with how much that helps when you're batoning, when you don't have a whole lot of this edge sticking out from the other side of the log. Those suckers grab the baton and a lot more force is put into this knife and into that log. This thing, I guess you probably can believe it, is an absolute log splitting machine. So big shout out to my buddy Phil. Hopefully at some point I will be able to do a video with him, be it up there or down here. Phil asks, excluding PSA and Midwest Industries, what AR do you prefer or recommend? So mostly PSA and Midwest. However, I want a pinned gas block, which most commonly comes on a fixed front sight post. So if I have a pinned gas block and I can look at the staking on the gas keys, I don't really care, man. Mil spec trigger, throw a decent optic on it, throw a decent sling on it, rock and roll. I'm not worried about it. If it's cheap and it runs, I'd rather have more parts. Culpeper Precision started a trend with their brick Glock. I've never heard of that, but I am a little bit interested. It sounds pretty funny. I'm gonna get out of here, guys, but the 26th, I will have a heck of an auction. I'll have used knives. Nerve, I did actually one of my customers and supporters is going to send a bussy out, and so we will be bussy testing soon. I'm not sure what kind of bussy, what kind of edge thickness, what kind of finish, what kind of steel. I don't know. He offered, I accepted. I It kills my wife, but I don't ask many questions. So uh, I am excited about that. Mitchell said the PSA Saber 15 and 10s are sweet. I wouldn't trust yet the PSA AR 308s. I've just heard too much bad about them. Now, their parent company is working with DPMS to produce the Gen 2, and so I would rock and roll with that. They look really sweet, but AR 308s are just a whole different world than AR 15s, and it can be a much more finicky world. Only My Best asked about Spike's Tactical. I don't remember what exactly they did. I think they've done some really sus crap. I haven't even thought about them in a long time. Mookie obviously used to work there. Um, and so, I had some kind of relationship connection with them. But they did something, they posted something where I was like, oh my gosh, that's awful. But with that being said, I don't know. I'm sure that all of their stuff is fine. Some, you know, it's it's an AR-15. If it runs, it runs. If it doesn't run, pin the gas block and make sure your gas keys are good, and make sure you have the right buffer weight and spring weight and rock and roll. Make sure the port on your barrel isn't completely eroded. Uh, Rock and roll. Any thoughts on the PSA micro dagger? I will either have one or I'll have a micro dagger upper on a Glock lower. And if it runs well, I will carry it every day. I do have a PSA micro dagger mag that I should have already been testing and haven't. But I have very high hopes and expectations for the micro dagger. And a lot of people are really mad about the release and them not releasing enough of them fast enough. A lot of hard feelings there. Guys, I have no doubt that I know they had a little hiccup in the manufacturing. They went back to the drawing board a little bit. I have no doubt that they're working their butts off to make sure it's right when it gets fully released and launched, and to make as many of them as they can because the demand is there. So people are like, goodness, why do I have? It's because I just ate a bunch of cereal. Is what it is, guys. Nobody's trying to offend you or PSA is not trying to maximize how much money they make by releasing 50 daggers at a time and selling them cheap. They're still selling them cheap, and if they sold 500 at a time, they could still sell them all like that. So they would. They're just trying. I think they're just trying to do the best that they can to put out a good product at a good price. They sell quickly, guys. It just means it's in high demand. Matrix Arms Glock or Lone Wolf's newest one. Not familiar. I'm not, generally speaking, really interested in all of the aftermarket stuff. Lots of companies are doing all kinds of stuff, but the further you get from the original or from mil spec, the more problems you run into. I've got a couple ARs that are modified. I'll have a couple of takedown ARs, but I partially did that for the YouTube, partially did that for the fantasy. If I was going to make, just purely logical decisions, I would have a arms room with a stack of absolutely basic ARs that are kitted out and set up well. And then above that would be an absolute stack of a fighting pistol that would be absolutely basic. It is what it is. How big is your knife collection? I don't know. I don't know. Too big. Bug out bag video will be coming out soon. Jade, what's up? I don't know how I've gone almost 10 years, and I don't think I've ever done a bug out bag loadout video or a video talking about bug out bags. So I did a bug out bag video. I think it was an important video. I'll do a bug out bag series so that all of these videos will be together and be able to be found. Next bug out video should be how to pack your bug out bag. And then the video after that will be firearms considerations. So that should be a good deal. Maybe I'll do an urban bug out. And I do want to add food to a bug out bag and then go bug out for a video. One of the things I want to do is walk completely across Mammoth Cave just on an azimuth. No trails, just backcountry walk across Mammoth Cave, see what I can see, explore what I can explore. And then I've been considering doing an urban bug out video where I try and walk to Nashville. I think that would be a fantastic adventure. It'd probably take me 2 or 3 days. Be pretty cool. Maybe. Anyways, I think that's it. I think that's a whole enchilada. You'll have a wonderful evening. If I don't talk to you before then, a Merry Christmas, a Merry Christmas weekend, and mark your calendars for the 26th. See you guys.